Hi, I'm 𝐁𝐢𝐬𝐬𝐬𝐬𝐬𝐬𝐬𝐬𝐬𝐬𝐬𝐬𝐬𝐬𝐬𝐬𝐬𝐬𝐬𝐬𝐬𝐬𝐬𝐬𝐬𝐬𝐬𝐬𝐬𝐬𝐬𝐬𝐬𝐬𝐬𝐬𝐬𝐬𝐬𝐬𝐬𝐬𝐬𝐬𝐬𝐬𝐬𝐬𝐬𝐬𝐬𝐬𝐬𝐬𝐬𝐬𝐬𝐬𝐬𝐬𝐬𝐬𝐬𝐬𝐬𝐬𝐬𝐬𝐬𝐬𝐬𝐬𝐬𝐬𝐬𝐬𝐬𝐬𝐬𝐬𝐬𝐬𝐬𝐬𝐬𝐬𝐬𝐬𝐬𝐬𝐬𝐬𝐬 case study with you today. Before they get on, I wanted to very briefly give a background on Viamedici, just 3 slides. Viamedici is a leader in the MDM, PIM, digital asset management, and dynamic configuration space. In the last few months, we've actually received a number of awards, noting that we have leadership from a technical perspective, as well as from a customer satisfaction perspective. 2 weeks ago, we actually received what they call an emotional leadership or champion award, which is actually given to vendors by customers for being the easiest to work with, providing the most customer support and satisfaction, and doing what we say we do. So we're pretty proud of that. And you can see several of the leading analyst firms that have noted our capabilities. We put our customers first. As you can see in the bottom here, we have a 99.3% customer retention rate, and we're growing very rapidly as an organization, largely because of there's a need for the solution sets that we're providing in this digital age. If you look at our customers, most of our customers are about $1 billion in size. They probably 80% of them have SAP as a back end, and most of our customers have 30 to 40 languages that they're managing with roughly 40 markets or plus. So lots of complexity, lots of products that they're dealing with, lots of regions and global solutions. We provide a solution that's actually a platform that addresses multi-domain, PIM, dynamic configuration, and digital asset management. Some of the things I like to point out very briefly that differentiate us is that our solution is available in real time. So that's a very important thing as we move into an economy where there's less and less patience and people want information immediately. Our real-time capabilities are a differentiator for us, as well as the way we deal with complexity. And we also do have a workflow process that not only works within the platform, but outside the platform. So those are some of the things that we do at a very high level. Obviously, there's a lot more detail to that. But as I mentioned, I don't want to spend a lot of time on our technology. What I'd like to do is introduce you to our customers, who I'm very pleased are taking the time to meet with you today. So today I have Ali Sin, who is the manager and the owner of MDM and PIM at Trumpf. Trumpf is a leader, global leader in laser technology. They do it for manufacturing, medical, and other applications. And with him, we also have Steven Scheffler, who is their chief architect around MDM and PIM. So with that, thank you all for being here, and I'll turn it over to you guys.
Thank you.
So, hi together. Warm welcome to all of you. My name is Ali Chin, and I'm from Germany. I'm working at Trumpf Group for 5 years as a product and service owner for MDM and PIM. The high-tech company Trumpf offers manufacturing solutions in the fields of machine tools, laser technology, electronics, and power tools. Before that, I have worked for another company in the same role for 8 years. That means in total, I have about 15 years of MDM and PIM experience. Our goal today is to give you some insights into how we use the MDM and the Viamedici PIM system at Trumpf, and what added value it brings to our company. First, we would like to show you where it came from. In the beginning, we had multiple custom products, databases, a lot of local online storage, a multitude of local data and media sources that were not manageable and could not longer fulfill our requirements. There was no longer an insight into data management, as we had several universes of data with different data models and comprehensions in diverse product areas. In addition, we did not have a coordinated and qualitative work process. Lack of quality control measures was daily business. an exploding amount of product-related data and media. That means Trumpf more than 2,500 product attributes and about 25 different media rules. The solution was high costs for the product, data production per channel, e.g. online stores, print catalogs, websites, shops, etc.
Okay, and from that situation, which we believe is a classic situation in many companies out there, we knew we had to move to something that's far more aligned and following a far clearer pattern in master data management. And here is what we came up with and what we tried to establish, and what we also have actually established by now, and what we're using as an architecture in today's world of master data management within Trumpf. As you can see, we have in the very center of master data management within Trumpf a PIM system connected to MDM functionality in the same system that holds all product data related to marketing and sales purposes that we use and have in the digital world of marketing and sales in Trumpf. On the backend side, the system is connected to a couple of different systems, namely, for example, an SAP ERP system for exchanging on base data that's coming from SAP. We have also a data integration platform that integrates a couple of different areas of data outside of the PIM system and has a data flow into the PIM system. And when data comes in from the right side, then it's enriched with all the data actually in products and variants and everything related to that we use for any use case in our digital marketing and sales processes. And as you see here on top, we have quite a wide set of use cases already. One of them, for example, being the Trumpf website. And actually, if you look at the live Trumpf website, you can see a representation of the product portfolio of the Trumpf products there, which uses the data that we provide via PIM Live. The same goes for a growing number of online shops in different markets and for different product areas. You're going to see examples later. We have created print catalogs based on the same PIM data. We have different systems that are used by our sales teams for creating quotes and offers to customers. Also there, you're going to see an example in a bit. And there is a growing number of whatever else tools, apps and platforms that connect to our system in order to fetch data and reuse data that we have and that we manage in a unified process. And one important aspect of this, and Al just mentioned it, some of these platforms and systems that connect to us do that in a classic mode. So we deliver data in a regular basis, but some really connect in a real-time mode, meaning, for example, we have apps where customer connect and log in and see Trumpf machines they are using and are able to, for example, order replacement parts with data that directly comes from our PIM and MDM platform live. So this is really a structure that we've established here that provides data in a unified way via an interface that's been thought through in a very wide way towards a real-time consuming platforms. And the whole thing is embedded in what we call an integration hub, which is also an interesting aspect by having a hub that offers a different and a wide set of different pieces of data to consumers. And the PIM is playing a large role because there is a couple of services towards the outside world where this layer offers product-related data. All right. When we started into this project, we had a couple of key features that we wanted to cover with the system. And it turned out that the Viamedici PIM system actually provides that in a very good way. One central thought of what we tried to achieve was to have a channel independent and central product data repository, meaning we keep data that can be used for whatever purpose. We do not specifically store data for an online shop or for a website or for a quote. Instead, we identify what is the core of the data that we need and what are the different use cases that might use it. And we keep this data in an abstract way, and any kind of channel that might use the data can go ahead and use it. Another topic that was very important and is very important at Trumpf is translation management. We have data available in about 20 languages from our PIM platform, and we have a certain set of translation processes that are connected to that. And with introducing the scenario that I just provided to you, we really streamlined and unified the different processes throughout the company that are related to translating product data. Another core feature that we build on is media asset management. You're going to see examples a bit later that are showing how diverse the media is that we use and how many occasions we actually use media. And the PIM system provides a very valuable tool to manage that complexity. Another key aspect was data quality management. When we started into this whole game of MDM, there weren't much means of actually seeing where is our data, how can we control what quality is our data in there, both in single items and also in the masses of data that we manage. And now, after a couple of years of creating a structure based on the PIM system, we're really able to preview data in the right way and to see our overall data quality situation. And one last point that I want to emphasize here that you also just saw in the architecture slide before is that we've created a generic API that's channel independent, but that really offers all the data that we learned from the use cases that came to us and requested features, that offers all the data that we have in our MDM and PIM systems towards the consumer world without having single one-to-one connections between different systems. There is one component that's called data store that we use for that, and that also offers this real-time aspect that I just mentioned. Let's have a look at some use cases that were also mentioned in the architecture slide. Here's a couple of screenshots from an online shop, which is a rather classic use of product data, of course. You see you have category overview pages, you have product detail pages, classic use of product data from a PIM system. In here, you see already a couple of different images and image format, for example, as an example of media assets that we use. And if I go one slide further, you see that this can become quite complex. At Trumpf, we have products that are not just simple products or simple variants of master products, but we have highly complex tools that need to be configured by a customer during an ordering process, partially by really having 10 or 20 configuration parameters for a base product, and then 5 to 10 additional components that need to be selected and configured in one configuration step. You see a couple of screenshots here. These are punching tools as an example, and all the data that comes into play, both in presenting this use case and presenting this configuration process to customers, and also the data that you see in there and that's used for putting this configuration into practice, is coming from the PIM system. So PIM is not only about having images, texts, and technical data, but it's also about configuration and having configuration present in the touch points that we offer to our customers. Another example, a more classic use case, but still interesting because it's actually using kind of the same products and the same data that we store in the PIM system, is quoting and creating of quoting documents. We have a wide set of different types of documents that carry product data to customers in sales and quoting processes. for example, descriptive, but also technical information, as you can see on the right side. It's a bit related to what many companies do in terms of data sheets, for example. Another example, as I mentioned earlier, is the Trumpf website, which not only shows products on different levels, meaning it shows different types of entities that we have built in our MDM and PIM systems, for example, product families and related products. For example, you can see a product family or product machine called True Laser Cell 7040 here on the left side. And this is presented together with a large set of data, for example, technical data, as you can see here, or connected or related products like accessories or replacement parts that are related to these machines. And this is all, again, coming from that one single source of truth, from that single PIM system that we have put in place, including, and that's also becoming very obvious here, a really large and wide set of media assets. And the example here is also a good one to show that many of the usages of media is different for the different occasions we use these media for. For example, you have depictions of machines that are presented in a widescreen format here on the left side. And at other occasions, for example, in an online shop or in a different teaser put somewhere else in the product data, we use different formats of this. And we have put in place a system that allows our content managers to use the data and the media that we have for any of these different use cases with a minimum amount of effort. And it's nicely connected to all the product data that we carry and have in the system. Looking more to the backend side and summing up again what I mentioned on usage of data, any of the use cases that you just saw are really coming from one source of data. And we manage all of the data just one single time in only one representation and carry it towards the consuming channels that you just saw. So the effort of maintaining the data is minimal. The processes related to keeping the data is perfectly streamlined because we do not have 10 departments holding 10 different sets of data, but we have one single source of data that all the departments use and work on. And the data that you see in here, for example, in this example, technical data or relation data or media assets are really thought through in terms of their information architecture, so they can be used for different purposes. We maintain them one time. We have designed and put in place all the processes around that. The systems support us perfectly with that. And we use them in a really fastly growing number of channels. And so putting all of this together, if you compare that to where we came from, what we do today is we have a clear master data management focus in the Trumpf product data world. We have basically put together an architecture, not only throughout our systems, but also throughout our organization, that allows everyone involved to have a digital information supply chain, and everyone contributes to that. And everything that's being created in that pipeline is used in a fastly growing number of digital touch points here on the right side. So to sum it up, the Viamedici system gives us the basis and groundwork for an architecture that allows us modern and digital information management. Now we're curious for your questions, ready to get into a discussion. Thanks for your listening and patience. Let's jump over to Q&A now. Thank you very much.
Thanks, Ali and Stefan. We're looking forward to the questions. Bring them on. Thank you.